Hello everybody and welcome back to our Undertale playthrough. Last time we checked in we were talking about we were talking about some stuff and then we were talking about some depression stuff. So yeah. Well, I think the idea was that I was talking about how this go around with YouTube has been a lot more it's been a lot more enjoyable. And the thing was that I was talking about how with the last run-throughs, I had sucked at actually wanting to play the games, let alone actually try to complete them. The reason being was because of due to the depression on that. So, I know the last thing I was talking about was how the idea was that I'd started budgeting, but the idea was that one of the issues was I was finding enjoyment in a game, but the problem was that game where I was finding enjoyment was costing me real world money, not out of necessity, but it would damper the actual mood of the game. So, how did I fix that? Well, I started setting up goals for other games. Because the whole problem was I would get really disinterested in actually beating the game. And I've learned with that, some games you do have to power through, like frickin' Fallout New Vegas for crying out loud. But for some of them, it is better taking them shifts. Especially when you start dealing with BS. So, I was talking about in the other one that I had thought I had beaten Just Cause 3, but it turned out I didn't. So, because again, during this time, my computer had hard crashes, and why I had started budgeting in general. So I was like, okay, my computer, so I'm going to be stuck with my Xbox for a bit. So I went ahead and started figuring out what games I'm going to beat. Since I'm going to have to spend a good chunk of time, I might as well be focusing on beating games. Well, one of the first games I was like, okay, I'm going to beat is Just Cause 3. So, here's the thing. The game is alright. It's a bit laggy, but it's actually a fun game to play. Oh my god, the Mech Island. Oh my god. Okay, so you go play any of the other DLCs. Lightning, the sea one is fine. The air one is awesome. The Mech Island. Okay, it can be an alright DLC. The only issue is it is not optimized at all, the game in general. So when you start telling the game to start going ahead and throwing waves of enemies in a concise area that's already lagging out, it becomes so, I kept getting crashes, I kept just it was such a horrible DLC. And it honestly is a nice DLC. And that's the thing, from it I have a couple of more lore stuff that I'm going to have to go ahead, I still got to actually start writing that video. I'll probably be able to do that since with work I got, instead of having 2 days off, I have 3 days off, so I might just have 1 day devoted to more creative projects. Such as, again, the Warframe reviews and the Just Cause review, or the Just Cause things. But my thing is that Just Cause 3, the Mech Island is just, on top of the fact the game's not optimized, it lags the thing out like hell. So it's like, I went ahead, I played up, I had beaten the story, I was beating the DLCs, and I was taking on the mech one first. Oh my god. I had enough. And this is coming from a guy who had done everything. Like, I actually think I 100%ed the game outside of the challenges. You know those, all those antiques? I picked them all up. You know those, the cars? You know, especially the stupid supercar? The one that, like, is relatively impossible to... like, if you can get that thing itself, no other vehicles, nothing at all. You don't fly it out, you don't do anything. My man, you deserve a patience medal. Because the whole issue is, you have to drive. And you have to be... You can't piss off the military. Because as soon as you start a chase, the thing starts taking damage. And as much as it's a supercar, it is not built to be a tank. And with the amount of distance, not even a tank could survive that. So what you need to end up doing is making sure you don't get it destroyed. How do you do that? Don't go into any conflicts. Which, again, is pretty hard when you're having to drive fast to most not piss yourself off, and also to make it to the thing without wasting about an hour before it goes like, oh yeah, so your car just exploded. So that one was interesting because what I ended up doing, because there's like two ways you can do it. You can either get a helicopter and bring it over, which is not a bad idea. The only problem comes down to the location. Those supercars are in one specific warehouse. And it's always guarded. Even if you clear out every one of the settlements, they still have guards there. So how do you go about it? I don't know with the helicopter. I didn't attempt it with the helicopter. My reasoning was the easiest way to get it down is to take it to the sea. You take it to the sea, you throw a beacon down to call in a landing craft, and you go ahead and you drive it to one of the ports. So you can either have it done there, or you just find one of the cities with a beach. That way you can just drive it up. That's what I ended up doing. Oh my god, did it take for freaking ever. I hated the stupid oil rig. Because the whole issue is, again, the game is designed so that you usually are fighting some sort of enemy. And that can be problematic when you're needing to deliver a really precious cargo without it being destroyed. But man, was that just a horrific event. But yeah, I drove one of the stupid landing crafts over to the port. Got it, or drove it over to the beach, and then had it go ahead and get scanned. And that was one of the final vehicles, because the other one was the jump for the monster truck. But again, like I said, I even got the stupid golden helicopter before I actually killed the general. Which, fun fact about that, apparently, whatever vehicle you bring into the fight gets automatically despawned before you actually fight him. So if you bring it in, like you're flying a jet or something like that, and you hit directly where the load zone is, it deletes it. Yeah, you want to know what I just used? My freaking only spawn beacon. So I call in the thing, it gets despawned, and then it's like, great. So not only did I work so hard to finally get there, I throw it on a beacon and I don't have it. And it's even more fun because I've seen the guy, the frog guy, the one that did the Kerbal Space Program War, as well as speedrun Just Cause 3. How do you speedrun Just Cause 3? I know exactly how he did it, because I watched it. He got like 12 hours or so. But man, I think the thing is he didn't do it with DLC though. Oh god. That would be horrifying. Doing Just Cause 3 speedrun all DLCs. Do you know how much of a nightmare that would be? Especially with the Mech Island? Oh, I think he did do it, didn't he? I don't entirely remember. I think he did. Didn't he? Because the whole issue is that I remember him talking about how when you try to spring the prisoners, there's like no way to do it from like the air, and I learned you can blow up the doors. Oh god though. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in and all that jazz. Like and subscribe and comment down below, and on that, have a great day.